I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome back to Dumb Witch Club.
New year!
New year, new us.
Yeah, even though this is our second episode of the new year. Whatever. We don't care, okay? It's not that new of an us. It's fine.
Feels different.
It feels different. It does. We have one of our producers who has not been with us for a while. She's with us tonight, and really made a difference.
It does. We were just talking about that. Like, obviously, you know, the talent is the talent.
Well.
But,
we need help with other things.
We need help. We need help so we can focus.
Yeah.
On being the talent. And that was a nice little focus for us. So, feels good.
Yes. So, shout out to my gorgeous, lovely daughter and all of her excellence.
Yes. We love you.
Love you the most. Let's do a card pull, honey. What do you say?
Okay, let's do it. I love
this deck is so freaking cute and adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Look, we love all the decks we have. We gush over them weekly. But this one is cute and adorable.
It's cute and adorable, but it like packs a wall up too. And that's something I've noticed with this one that people are like, oh, it's sweet. And then like it has some stuff to say sometimes. And then they're like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, it brings the realness.
It brings the realness. And I love it. Maybe perhaps we should say what it is.
Good idea.
It is the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck and guidebook by Jessica Rue. And it's just beautifully illustrated. And it's these like lovely little woodland creatures, but it's a flora and fauna deck. So you get an animal totem, and you get something with plant life, and they're combined.
Yeah,
on the
really
card.
Cool.
And
cool
so
concept.
Kind of the interplay between them. I like it. It's like even more intense and in depth than just like one.
Alrighty, darling. There you go.
Thank you very much. I have chosen the Cayman and Poppy.
Oh, gosh, that sounds sinister.
Yeah, and it relates to dreams.
Interesting.
Yeah, for me, this is not surprising.
Okay. Sorry, I was just going to look it up.
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
So we have meaning, says dreams. Mm-hmm. Exceptionally quiet and still, the caiman is an alligator-like reptile that spends much of its time in a trance-like state, rousing only to snare its prey. Likewise, the poppy is closely associated with sleep. Mm-hmm. Since ancient times, the powerful sedative opium has been derived from its seeds. Together, the caiman and poppy tell us about our dreams. Mm-hmm. What have I dreamt about recently? How can I make my dreams a reality? So that kind of poses questions for you too. So, and I like, there's obviously the two interpretations of dream, right? Mm-hmm. There's like the sleeping dreams that you're having, but then it's like a dream, like a goal or something that you want and wish for yourself.
Right. This is resonating with me totally in both ways, because I feel like, and this is going to come up a little bit later in the episode with Spell of the Week, so it's interesting that I pulled this. I will make a little bit more sense later, but I feel like this time period after Yule, but when we still have quite a bit of winter left, and before Imbolc and before all of those, there's this kind of like liminal dream place, right? Yeah. And people are really trying to kind of apply like the calendar year, new year resolutions to things, but seasonally and astrologically, that's not really the time we should be doing any of that.
True.
And so I feel like this is a time for really like focusing on those dreams you want to manifest for later on, but also I almost always have like strange kind of dreams around this time. Mm-hmm. And I have been. They've been so weird.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with all of that. And I think you should also be trying to sleep a lot because it's winter. Yes. So just go into your little trance and hibernation. Mm-hmm. And if you want to, if you're interested, dream journaling is really cool. Totally. Not all dreams are symbolic, but some might be. So it's kind of cool to do that if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Cool.
I like it.
I like it too.
Even though it's kind of a creepy critter.
It's a little bit of a creepy critter.
I really love poppies. Got California poppy tattoo.
I love poppies too, and it always reminds me of Wizard of Oz.
Totally, 100%. So that's a good one. Good
Yes.
witches in that movie too.
Yes.
And some bad ones. All right.
Totally love it. Okay.
Let's talk about why though.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. I'm gonna I don't know what you're gonna talk about first here, but why don't you just surprise me?
Okay, so January 8th. Why did I say that like that? That was awful. Gross. January 18th.
Sorry. Go ahead.
First quarter moon. I hate even saying it now.
First quarter moon.
Like, I feel like I can't.
18th.
Okay.
You're good. Go. Keep going.
I
You're doing
can't.
great.
The phrase is like, I can't say it anymore. Like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know where to put inflections on that phrase. It's become like when you say a word over and over and it stops having the meaning anymore. Yeah. That's how I feel about this. But that's sad because it has a lot of meaning.
Yes, and they only come once a month. It's not like you're actually talking about it every day.
Why am I screaming?
I don't know. Ooh, I feel like
yelling at everybody.
It's the Capricorn-Aquarius cusp energy.
It totally is.
It's coming in. So
oh, okay. God. Okay. First quarter moon in Taurus. So we're gonna rest because that's what Taurus would want us to do. Totally. They'd want us to rest and luxuriate. But also we're gonna assess and we're gonna revise. We're gonna look at how things are progressing before we get to that full moon.
Yes, and also don't forget about your lunar phase family cycle.
That's right.
So about 9 months ago, there was a new moon in Taurus, and this is the first quarter moon in continuation with what started back then. So yes, look at your month and look at your 9 months ago.
Think about what that was.
Yeah.
Maybe you're having a baby. I don't know. It was 9 months ago.
Well, somebody could be.
But anyways, that's what we're going to do. And we love a first quarter moon around here. At least I do.
You do. And you can admit to that. It's okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
I think the other big news of this week ahead is on the 20th. There's a lot happening. So I know you also have points to talk about, but
sure.
I want to say I'm really looking at this as a big shift day. So what is happening? Well, it's that day and the next day. So on the 20th, the Sun and Pluto are going to be conjunct in Capricorn. The day before, both of them move into Aquarius. So we know that the Sun has a year-long cycle that changes, every month, basically, or, so we know that. So, yeah, okay, Sun, Aquarius season is happening. Pluto, on the other hand, is doing something entirely different. So Pluto has a 248-year cycle, which means it spends a long time in each sign. But Pluto also has a really erratic orbit, which means that Pluto is going in and out of retrograde pretty frequently. So what we've seen over the last even year is Pluto going retrograde and direct in Capricorn, and then going retrograde and direct back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. Now is going to stay in Aquarius for a while. There's one more retrograde back into Capricorn later this year, and then it's going to stay in Aquarius for 20 years or something, whatever it is. Pluto represents birth, rebirth, death, transformation, archetypal good versus evil, karma, fate, and moving from Capricorn into Aquarius is a really big shift. I also think it's important. I'll just point out, and then I want to hear what you want to say about this. The United States of America as a country was having its Pluto return in Capricorn, questioning everything about who we are as a country over the last couple of years. And I think we've seen that in multiple ways. Now moving into Aquarius, it's kind of further challenging to look at as a collective, but individually look at what is the karma that you are coming to. How can we have a collectivist perspective on this stuff? Our lives, the impact we have on other people, all those messages of Aquarius. So anyway, this is one of the biggest shifts of probably this decade. Pluto moving into Aquarius.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I had very much the same stuff. And it's gonna feel, it's kind of like Pluto is edging until we get to November, and then he's sort of gonna be like, all right, here's where I'm at, right? And we're in an election year in the U.S. So it's just amazing how these things line up sometimes.
You can't make it up.
You really can't. You really can't. So yeah, there's a lot happening. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot of things we're confronting. So it'll be very interesting to see how this energy kind of contributes to how everyone's feeling over, like, basically the course of this entire year, because he's not going to really settle into Aquarius until November, which is exactly when the election is happening. So
exactly. The other thing I will just say quickly about Pluto moving into Aquarius, or, just Pluto in general, since it has such a long cycle, it doesn't change that frequently. So if you want a more personal take on what's happening with Pluto, look at what house Pluto is in for you. Yeah, and then that will illuminate the area of your life where you might be dealing with fixing things, or fate, or karma, or transformation, and so forth.
Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, I just won't look at that.
They're like, I don't have Pluto in my chart.
Yeah. No one wants to look at that. No one wants to. But you have to. And as the resident dumb witch Scorpio ruled by this planet, you have to. Sorry. And you can avoid it, but he's out there.
Pluto will not avoid you.
No.
Just because you're avoiding him.
You will download the Pluto report, whether you want to or not. It's kind of like how, like, our devices listen to us and then things pop up. Same with Pluto. You will have that Pluto report on your phone.
It's
and
like
in
malware.
Your brain. It is like malware.
It's in there. You're like, I didn't download this. And Pluto's like, oh, here I am.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
And you'll just have that, like, little jingle in your head, the Pluto report. You'll be like, where is that coming from? Like, where is that? It's because it's in there and you need to confront it. Sorry.
So that's a big why, though. But I think that's all the why, though.
It's an intense why, though. Well, that's enough for us to deal with right now.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that.
Let's move on to something really way more fun and lighthearted.
Yeah, let's do it. What the cusp?
Capricorn.
What the cusp?
Capricorn-Aquarius.
Yes, yeah.
What the cusp?
What the cusp?
For real.
I know, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, this one's, I don't know, off the charts. So this is called the cusp of mystery and imagination.
Yeah, which is probably why we're like, we don't know, because it's mysterious.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
It is amazing. It is. I will agree with that.
But I feel like this is one of the more problematic cusps. One of the ones that melds together less easily.
Yeah, it's, like celestially so close yet so far.
Yes.
Kind of deal, right?
Definitely.
One of those, because they're not all like that. If you listen back to our other What the Cusp episodes, some of them are very like, oh, that's the cusp. Like, we get it. And some of them are very like, what the cusp? And like, this one is very that.
Yeah, I feel like there's actually, it's the way that you just said that, there's a lot of anxiety in this cusp.
Yeah.
Because you have the Capricorn anxiety of the, earth sign, kind of like, I got a lot to do, am I going to be able to do it, And then you have, like, the Aquarian anxiety of, like, what are you doing?
Yes.
And do you know anything about what you're doing?
Right.
Fuck.
And how is this going to affect everything and everybody and all the things? And it's like, oh, geez.
Yeah. So there's a lot of anxiety in this cusp. So our hearts go out to you in this cusp.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's super different energies coming together. But I will say, what I think of in terms of a commonality here, this is what I think of, is that Capricorn fearlessness of branching out, standing on their own, right? Like doing things on their own terms, not really caring if other people get it, don't get it, whatever.
True.
And Aquarians are very much the same way. Like they're on their own wavelength in their minds. And if other people don't get it, it's like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Like this is what I know to be true. And it's like, I just feel like that they have a similar high vantage point. Like Capricorn is up on top of that mountain and the Aquarians are like in the air. They're very close to each other like that.
Yes.
And looking sort of down on everything else. Sometimes really quite literally looking down on everything else.
Yes, this very hoity-toity attitude amongst these groups.
Uh-huh.
No, but I was smiling, well, for two reasons. One, and I'll say the first one that's easier to get into first.
Okay.
Thinking of sort of the imagery in nature of these signs.
Yeah.
And comparing them to the past exchanges from Earth into air.
Oh, I love it.
Which were Taurus into Gemini.
Yes.
And that is a tornado.
Yeah, totally.
And then we have Virgo into Libra, which is wind rustling a meadow.
Yeah. That's nice.
And then we have this one, which I saw as storm clouds gathered at the top of a mountain.
100%.
Right?
Yes, totally.
Yes.
That's exactly how I imagined it.
And that's exactly what you were describing. So I was like, ooh, I already had that written down too.
Like me.
I got one.
Yes.
No, okay. So that one is simple, and I like that. The other thing to what you were saying about the commonality of like the standing alone and kind of being like, good to do their own things.
Yeah.
I think the real difference, though, between the Capricorn energy and the Aquarian, because I totally agree with you,
Yeah,
is that Capricorns do it in a very like more conservative way.
definitely.
They're like, this is society and I'm going to make it to the top of it.
Yes.
And Aquarius is radical.
Oh,
Aquarius is like, burn it all down and
Yes.
then I'm going to stand on the rubble, So I think you're right. But
It's
still,
so true.
they come from different angles.
They totally come from different angles, and it can be a battle as well.
Totally.
Which then when you imagine like it as a cusp, it's kind of crazy because when it's combined in the same person, that's like wild, because I think there's the side that really subscribes to a lot of sort of the benchmarks of society and climbing that mountain or that corporate ladder or whatever it might be. But then that Aquarian side is like, yeah, but like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, why do you even care?
Yeah.
And it's like, but I do care. It's
Yes.
like, yeah, but don't care because it's stupid. So it's like, what do I do? It's like, I want to be
Yes.
successful, but at the same time, like, I think this is all like dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine going, I guess we all can kind of imagine that. I feel like we vacillate between those things.
Definitely. But I feel like this, is sort of the pinnacle of that struggle,
Yes.
And I think that people born in, we should also say,
Oh,
when
yeah.
is this cusp period? Obviously, it's the transition from Capricorn to Aquarius. Yeah. It ends up being about January 17th to the 22nd. It's 26 degrees of Capricorn through 3 degrees of Aquarius. If
Right.
you want to get technical about it, which if you're in this cusp, you probably do.
Yeah, you probably do. Oh, and you probably would want us to say our little stupid caveat, but you would probably
This
insist
is so
upon
chaotic. We're all out of order.
I know, it's crazy, and I like wrote it all out of order too, so it's not even like I like forgot. A cusp doesn't mean you're a combination of two signs, that you're exactly 50-50 or whatever percentage of two signs. We're not saying that, so don't be dumb. It just means that because of the proximity of the key personal planets around the sun that orbit it closely, that you're going to have a blend of energy and planets in the neighboring signs. So you're a little bit of a blend, and that's all we mean. So,
yeah. Shh. Exactly. Love that Aquarius energy coming through.
I know. I was like, if you understand it, great. And if you don't,
too bad.
don't know what to tell you.
Okay, no, she's right. She's absolutely right. We usually say these things at the beginning. We didn't. We just jumped right into freaking chaos and whatever. So this is the way it is. Let's see. Okay, let's do the life cycle thing.
Yes.
So around this cusp, we have reached the age of 70 in the life cycle when we compare the zodiac wheel to a life cycle, starting with, Aries and going around. So we've got the age of 70. So this is, it's getting up there.
Yeah.
I think this is the time when people, certainly if they haven't yet, they are starting to really come to terms with their own mortality. External life may have slowed down, but internal life, mental life, whether that's spiritual or just your, psychology within your own mind, is probably growing and deepening. Your sense of who you are, your, I'm sure your fucks ran out a long time ago, but they got no fucks left by this time. So
they're fresh out.
All out. So this is the energy that the person in this cusp has their whole life, not just when they get to that old age.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's
kind of amazing.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's because it's like, I was thinking about how it's Earth and air. Mm-hmm. Just earth and air. Like, there's no water there. There's no fire there.
Yep.
Like, that's just crazy. Mm-hmm. That's just wild. And to just be like, yep, I'm just here and I don't really care. Can't identify. I think it's just wild, but I think it's very cool.
No, it is cool. We also have a cardinal energy in Capricorn.
Right.
Transitioning into a fixed energy with Aquarius.
Yes, yeah. I feel like, well, do you have something to say about that before I jump in?
No, I was just going to say that I feel like that makes logical sense.
It does.
And I think that's that through line that you find.
I agree. I think it also serves them well because the Capricorn, like that cardinal energy with Capricorns means to me that they're really open to new ideas and they're really at the forefront. However, they're skeptical and they evaluate. They're not ones to just be like, oh yeah, that sounds like amazing. No, no. Capricorns are, like, does this make sense financially, for my life? For, they don't just accept stuff where, Aquarians are very accepting of out of the box, quirky, wild ideas. But can also be a little bit dogged about that and like want everybody to just see it that way or like refuse to kind of budge on stuff when it doesn't make sense. So I feel like these combined energies really help them because that out of the box, they have that there, but they're evaluating it with a Capricorn eye.
Well, yeah, and it's almost like the initial spark is the practical.
Yeah, totally.
And then they bring in this like imaginative fantasy to the execution of it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's so unique.
It is unique because it ends up making things a reality. Because unless you really have that innovation to it and that willingness to step outside of the box and to be a little bit quirky and have people misunderstand you, things aren't really going to... they're not really going to take off unless you have that. So
yes, and I think this cusp is often misunderstood. The people in this cusp are often misunderstood. Yes. And it's kind of like an acquired taste.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually bringing me to, I want to name some celebrities.
Oh, I can't wait. Cusp. Okay. I didn't look any up because I was like, it was so wild that I'm like, okay, I just want to see what she's going to say. And then I really want to have like a blind react to it.
Okay. So we got a bunch of weird dudes.
I love it. Like, not shocked. Okay.
And then we have an amazing lady.
Of course.
Which makes perfect sense.
I mean, yeah.
So weird dude time. Okay.
Weird dude time.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, oh God. Bingo.
David Lynch.
Oh, Jesus. Of course. Of course. Okay.
Evan Peters.
Oh, Evan Peters. Interesting.
Yes. Weird guy.
Yeah, really
I love
weird
him.
Guy. Yeah, me too.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Weird guy.
Total weird guy.
Right?
A weird guy.
Obviously, all these people are highly accomplished.
Yes.
They are clearly dedicated to whatever field of work they were doing.
Yes. Imaginative.
Very imaginative, out of the box.
Yeah.
But also like big influence on society in their times and so forth. Okay. But the woman is Dolly Parton.
My queen.
And it makes perfect sense. She is the perfect blend of conservative and radical.
Yeah, she is.
She is pushing the envelope while she's sitting in the pew at church.
Yeah.
I love her.
Oh, I
love her.
So much.
I think that's the one where somebody could be like, oh, I don't see it with her.
No, yeah.
It's there.
It's totally there. And like, yeah, just thinking about how she really was one of the first to name this for what it was and embrace this for what it was, sort of the embracing of like, yeah, I'm a dumb blonde.
Yes, like, I'm a bimbo.
I'm a bimbo, so...
whatever.
Yeah, and everyone's harassing her over it. Barbara Walters is having a meltdown over trying to define her.
Right.
And she's
Wouldn't
just
be
like,
defined.
this is, takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
Yeah, it's my favorite quote of hers. I say it all the time.
My freaking queen. Like, no more to say about that.
Yes, so I was very excited with this entire grouping. I just felt like the guys individually, but as a whole, kind of, and then just Dolly, like, you can't.
What a bunch of weird guys.
I told you.
Just crackpot energy.
Yeah, just weird.
It's like, I just thought of a fictional character, Doc Brown.
Yes, 100%. That guy is a Capricorn-Aquarius cusp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Amazing. So funny. Also, side note, I've been watching Family Ties.
Oh, I love Family Ties.
So I've been seeing Michael J. Fox. And then my daughter was like, who is that? She's like, is he Ferris Bueller? She's like, no, he's Back to the Future. I was like, yes.
Yes. Doc Brown is from Back to the Future. It's a movie from the 80s.
It's really good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it.
You should watch it.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, Doc Brown is completely a Capricorn-Aquarius cusp. I mean, maybe Christopher Lloyd would, he's probably not.
No, he's not, I don't think. Like, he didn't come up on my list when I was looking stuff up.
Now I need to look up and see what Christopher Lloyd actually is.
Okay.
Because he plays that part, like, really well.
And he's an oddball, I think,
He is
too.
an oddball.
But there's a lot of places oddballs can have a birth chart. So,
Definitely.
Yikes. Okay, any more Big Witch energy for Capricorn-Aquarius? Because I feel like we started off chaotic with it, and now I'm just feeling, like, very centered about it.
I know. I feel like, yes. What do I want to say? Do I want to say anything else? Okay, I do want to say something. Okay, and maybe we shouldn't end with this because it's not like the most positive thing. But, I mean, sometimes I feel like we have to point out those things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I think ways that this cusp can get tripped up.
Sure.
Is that I feel like with the Aquarian kind of side of looking at the big picture and kind of humanity, because that's really like the Aquarian thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a tendency, especially on this cusp with the Cap energy contributing, there's a tendency to get sort of lost in that picture.
Yes.
And in the idealism, and then literally forget about like the humans that are right in front of their faces.
Right.
Like,
because they're up on the cloud, it's in the mountain.
And there's like a significant blind spot there, and there's no water or fire, so it's like I feel there's a lot of like emotional detachment that can lend itself where it's like they're focused on these grand ideas, or like I even think like, because you mentioned Ben Franklin, I'm like, like that's great, and like they have this impact, but it's like, but make sure that you're in touch with like the actual humanity in front of your face, or like the people around you. Like, don't get so lost in this that you forget that people have feelings, or they may not quite understand things the way that you do, or they might not be on the same wavelength as what you have going on in your head. And in order to really enact the change you want and the revolution you want, people have to buy in, and they're not going to if they feel out of touch with you, or if you feel like some crackpot crazy person who's spouting off all these theories or these things or whatever, and people are like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, I think you're really right, and I think that's why it's always a relief to me, like, thinking about something like that, that in every birth chart, there are other planets and other signs that are contributing different energies.
Definitely.
So if that's the case, whatever you're lacking somewhere, you can pull from it somewhere else most of the time in most birth charts. So, but I think you're 100% right, and so these folks would need to be aware of that and to pull in other energies and other perspectives, which might not be their favorite thing to do, frankly.
Yeah, probably isn't. But, there's a lot of things that are not our favorite things to do, but we have to do them.
Yeah, I'm not letting them off the hook. I'm just saying.
No, Ben Franklin, you're not.
You're not off the hook, Ben Franklin. Trying to make that turkey our national bird.
I don't know why I'm fixated on him, but I just am.
Okay, so I actually loved this.
I liked this too.
I thought it was great. But yeah,
mostly because of Dolly, but
well, I mean, she makes everything better. She
really
literally makes my life better every single day.
She does, and she is an example of someone who does not suffer from what I just described.
No, she's a very balanced person.
She is. I love her.
Love, love, love. Okay, let's hear a spell of the week.
Yes, let's do a spell of the week. Spell of the week.
Ooh, I like that one.
I don't know. I've been doing that one like recently.
No, it's the thing now.
It's the thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Me too. Okay, so this week's spell of the week is brought to us by Alanis Morissette. Love Alanis. The quote is, "She's been pushing for a while. Can we cut this woman slack?" Let her lie down. Let her lie down.
Damn.
I know.
Preach.
Right? Alanis just knows all, sees all, is all. So here's what we're going to do. It's a spell for rest, because this is just what we need right now, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to light some incense or a candle. Whichever one. Whatever's calming is what I want you to choose. So a calming scent or a calming color. Or if you want to relight a holiday candle because you're not ready to let that go and you haven't put those like snowman candles away, we're not judging you. You can light that. I'm totally fine with it.
They're very cozy.
They're cozy and they're cute and whatever. You can do whatever you want. Something that brings you joy. And I want, when you light it, for you to focus on the flame or the smoke that is arising from the incense. And you're going to say a mantra that is going to contribute to reminding you that this is a time to rest. Okay? And I wrote one. So if you just want to say what I have, that's totally fine, but you can say your own thing too. But here is what I have written. Rest I deserve, no need for a reason. I will honor my mind, heart, and body in this wintering season. Seeds will be planted. No need to worry. Nature has her perfect time. There is no need to hurry. And then
I love that.
You can blow out your candle. You can let it burn down. Keep your incense kind of going because then the scent will be all nice or whatever. You can, let the snowman just kind of melt away, whatever you want to do. And then I want you to think about the little phrase that you say. I mean, this is kind of a long one, so it's not like you're going to say this every day. But maybe
that's like a
pieces
whole
of
little
it.
poem. It's so cute. You could easily memorize this. I love memorizing a little short poem and then
do
just using it to recite. You can use it as a anxiety thing or as a rest thing. Anyway, sorry, I'm totally taking over your spell.
No, but that's
Please go
absolutely
ahead.
right. That's absolutely right. If you want to memorize it, I would do that. But I know, sometimes people are like, I don't have enough room in my brain. That's fine. So it can be one piece of it. You, again, can write your own. You don't have to do what I said. But I kind of love it, and I feel like it gives you an opportunity when it is a little longer to actually focus on what it's telling you to do. And with this specific one, I think that's important because, again, this beginning of the calendar year and everything, it's so full of that messaging of new year, new you, and what are you going to do? And even the converse side of that, which is the anti-resolution messaging, can be equally full of pressure. It's like, okay, can I just be? Can I just be? Because it's both things. It's like, don't do any resolutions. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I just do what feels right to me? Yes, you can. But prioritize rest because this is not the new year, it's not.
It's true.
It's winter. So just, chill out and let Alanis do the work.
Yep.
Right?
I love that. And then we'll do the work for her so she can rest.
Yeah, she needs to rest. That woman.
Yeah.
She's done a lot for us.
A lot. Way more than we even realized. So.
I know. So anyway.
I love this spell for rest, and I love your little poem that you wrote. It's very adorable. And this is a great concept, a great idea. I think there's lots of ways to apply it. And so thank you very much for that.
So welcome.
And also for the really important reminder that for witches, this is not the new year. Don't worry about it.
It's not.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. What a lovely episode.
I know. It's fun. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. So I guess that wraps it up, though. So until next time.
Stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.
Dumb Witch Club is written and produced by us, Ashley Sidner.
And Jackie Gerard at the Dumb Witch Clubhouse in Orange County, California.
Produced and edited by Matt Heinemeyer. Creative director and culture consultant, Violet Turner.
Original music by Ashley Sidner. And look us up on all your favorite social media platforms, including Patreon.
Until next time, stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.